Hello and welcome to anyone who's watching this video. I've picked up a very cheap set of chisels just out of curiosity to see how usable they are, whether they're any use or not. But I've picked up a set of Tough Master because I've had a look at the other sets, which I've got a look at the set they do in wood. To me, these are the same blades in a plastic and rubber type handle, and they're only £13 for four. The packaging's pretty impressive, I have to say, and they make some big claims on it. They're classing them as industrial and high carbon steel, precision made blade, hardened striking cap, comfortable handle, protective blade cover, and so on. So I've already cut the edges off this packaging so I can open it easily, because I'm not into doing self-harm on a YouTube video, and getting them out of the packaging is quite a job. They're well and truly welded in there, so we'll take them out and we'll have a look at them. First impressions. I'll just move that over in a side and give us a clear view. So first impressions are they seem quite good. The handle's very comfortable and it's a good size and a good shape. The plastic part is very slippy and very shiny, almost like a nylon, but this other part is rubber or rubberized. They've got a metal striking cap on, which I don't like and I think it's unnecessary. I'd rather they didn't have that on them, but they're £13, so I thought I'd have a look just in case they've got a good blade in them, and they might do for somebody for rough work around a building site or at home maybe. But generally speaking, they don't look too bad. The edges are very sharp on them. All these edges are very sharp, but they're neatly ground, neatly machined. They have got an edge on them, but I never presumed they'd be sharp, but they probably work if you hit them with a hammer. So generally, they don't look too bad. The front edge all seems to be okay on them. There's no nicks or dints in them. And they don't look at all bad, considering they're £13 for four. They're only just over £3 a piece, which is astonishing, really. The edges are very thick. I wouldn't really class them as a bevel edge chisel. They're nearer to a firmer chisel than a bevel edge, but I don't think you'd be cutting particularly any fine joints with these. So for the purpose they're made for, which I would have thought is like basic construction, I would have thought they're perfectly adequate. Let's have a look at this one. They look amazingly good for £13, to be honest. So let me just sight down them and see if they look straight. That one's curved a little bit, but we'll know when we come to sharpen them. Yeah, they look like they might be very slightly hollow. might be an optical illusion, I'm not sure. They all look like they're very slightly hollow that way, but when I come to sharpen them I'll know. So I'll go and try them out and come back and finish the video off. Right, back. I've put an edge on them. I flatten the backs and give them a sharp, and just coarse oilstone on the back and then a fine, and the same on the bevel and a fine. Got them sharpened up, got them on this piece of wood which is hard stuff. It's African sapele. It's pretty tough stuff. We call it red concrete at work, we don't like using it. This piece is 1 kilo in weight. It's pretty dense and pretty hard, so I chopped these V's out of it from sharpening, and then I paired the ends with the chisel again to see if it was got enough edge to pair where it kept its edge. These are from a different test, these pieces here, but so I knocked those V's out of there and then paired the end grain. And they've taken it. They've done well. You can see that they've been used. You can see that the edge has been used, but it's certainly not severely damaged. So I think they've done well. They are all slightly hollow on the backs, very slightly hollow on the backs. Oh, I can get that way, you can see it. Just let me move those out the way. There. It's gone out of focus. There we go. They're all very slightly hollow. You can just see that one. The thinner ones are more so. You can see it there. So they're very slightly hollow on the backs. I personally don't see that as a problem. I'd rather have them that way than the other way. When you put them on the stone, it's not that noticeable. The backs are pretty much on a 2-inch stone anyway. The backs aren't bad at all, but they are slightly dipped. But I'd rather have it that way because it favours that front edge, which is what you want. If they're the other way, that way, then that's a real problem. So I think that's acceptable. It's certainly how I prefer them. So all in all, they've done quite well. You get a 1/4, 1/2 inch, a 3/4 and 1 inch, so they're a nice range of sizes. And I'm happy with them. They feel quite hard when you sharpen them. The claim is on the packaging is if I can get it down that far, is a HR 57. So the Rockwell rating is 57 to 63. And I think that's fair. I'd put them in the middle. I'd put them about, I haven't got any means of testing them, but just from using them and using other chisels, I'd put them in the middle at about 60. And I think that would be a fair place to put them. I think they are the same blade that was in the wooden, excuse me a moment, that was in the wooden Tough Master set that I did an overview of the other day. I think the blades are the same, they're just in a cheaper handle. But for 13 quid, I think they're an absolute bargain. They're a nice set of chisels. I personally, as you know, I don't like these metal ends on them, but the handle is comfortable and it's a full-size chisel. I'm quite happy with them at well, what you're looking, not much, about £3 a piece. I don't think you can go wrong with that. I think they last well, and I think they're well made. This company, Toughmaster, seem to be turning out some really good stuff. It's cheap, but they're turning out some good stuff. There's nothing on the packaging to say what part of the world it comes from, so I've no idea where it's made. But they seem to be knocking out some very cheap tools which seem to be punching well above the weight. So I think that just about covers that for that. So thanks for watching and take care.